right, and welcome back to Slushie Review. This is Keith.
And this is Chris.
And today we are talking about the great movie Rampage.
Yes.
We are officially done with Star Wars.
Not a moment too soon.
Not a moment too soon. Go watch something else. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. Go watch Marvel. There's a million of those.
Ooh, listen.
And they're good.
When are the Star Wars shows coming out?
I don't know.
Same.
I really don't know. I don't think they dated anything.
They didn't.
And they're probably smart too. The only thing that I know, that I think of that I know, if my memory serves, is that Boba Fett show is supposed to be coming out at the end of this year.
And The Mandalorian. They're both coming out at the same time.
Ooh.
So they advertised The Mandalorian coming out in December 2021. Before that, not the last episode. Mm-hmm. Yeah, before the last episode aired, like 2 weeks before.
Oh, okay.
They were like, Mandalorian is coming back, guys, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as that episode ended, they were like, awesome.
Surprise, bitch.
Boba Fett.
Nice.
And that's why people were confused. They were like, oh, so is Boba Fett the new Mandalorian? And they're like, two separate episodes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, okay, because it's just called The Mandalorian.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, the Book of Boba Fett is like, okay, maybe that's the name for season 3. And they're like, no, it's its own show. Yep. I was like, all right.
And that's the reason why they did it. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, because they did advertise December 2021 for The Mandalorian, and 2 weeks later, like, Boba Fett, December 2. And they're like, oh, okay, it's the same thing. Nope.
Good. That's awesome.
You're about to get 2 shows.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I know that they advertised for this year for sure. The other stuff I don't remember them having dates for.
Speaking of dates, did you see that they pushed back your girl again?
My girl?
Yeah, I don't like her. So, yours.
I don't want her.
Her?
You take her. Is she funny or something? What do they push her back to this time?
I don't know. I didn't even read the
movie's already been delayed a year. I'm assuming we're talking about Black Widow.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, the movie's already been delayed for like a year or so now, right?
Like 2 weeks ago, they were like, hope you guys are ready for Black Widow. And then a week later, they're like,
because we're not.
Surprise. It's getting pushed back again.
What is it now? Or what was it supposed to be?
I thought it was like in like
April
a month or
May?
2.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was in like 2 or 3 months.
And now
maybe.
It's supposed to be what, like June, July, August? Or is it next year?
Didn't even read it. Oof. It came up as a notification. I was like, swipe. I swiped it away. I didn't even read it. I was like, no.
The latest Marvel news that I saw that wasn't about WandaVision was, which is good. I enjoy it so far. Was about someone, I forget who in Marvel, saying that the pitch they received for the Eternals movie was one of the best things they've ever heard.
Okay.
I don't know dick about the Eternals in the comics. I know that Keanu Reeves is supposed to be in the movie. I think. I heard that. And I don't really know anything else.
The only thing I've heard about Marvel is the Thor movie.
Oh, and that the and that Phase 4 of the MCU is that we're on will not have an Avengers style movie. It will, or Avengers titled movie. There will not be one in this phase.
Okay.
Was a supposed announcement.
Okay.
Whether it comes true or not, we'll see. Because as far as I know,
I think they're playing with you.
They might be.
No, I think
they can play with me.
There's not gonna.
They can play.
They're not gonna have an Avengers style movie, or they're not gonna have an Avengers title movie.
But there might still be like a team up movie.
Avengers style movie.
You're right with it.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, because there's already the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie or Thor movie. The next Thor movie is going to have the Guardians in it because they work together at the end of Endgame.
The
Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor work together. They left in the same ship. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's already there's a team up of sorts.
Team up.
And they're a team. They're up there. It's a team up.
That's fair.
But aside from that, I'm assuming at some point there will be like some crossover. I live for those post-credit scenes, man. When things start like slowly getting tied together, or if it's just a little throwaway thing, so you waited to the end of the movie.
That was so good.
Or
I was pissed.
Or a giant ant playing some fucking E-drums.
Listen,
ridiculous.
When that happened, I was like, fucking Captain America.
I loved it.
But I wasn't even mad because what happened was my son was like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. We've been watching these movies since you were a child. He's still a child. What are you doing? He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. I was like, sit down. Then we saw that and he was like, that's it? I'm like, I'm mad at you too.
Let's go.
I'm mad at everybody.
Let's leave.
Point. And then I loved it. I was like, this is funny. Because then when I watched it again, I was like, I'm gonna watch it.
When he turns the chair around, I love it.
It's like turning your hat backwards. Okay, guys.
Waited to the end of the movie. Greetings, fellow youths.
Exactly.
Let me tell you about World War II because I was there.
Same.
Children.
Oh, man. Okay, either way. Let's see. This episode is brought to you by homemade slushies. Blue raspberry lemonade with a hint of cranberry mango juice.
I like it.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I'm not mad about it.
I love fruity tasting things.
I may make another. Who knows?
Ooh.
I think I have one more packet left. Fuck it. Whatever. Let's see. Thank you for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Make sure you follow us at Slushie Review on Twitter at Slushie Review. You can also check us out on YouTube. Just search Slushie Review. We pop up. We're the first result. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And also, coming soon, Instagram. Follow us on IG.
The gram.
At Slushie Review Podcast.
Yes.
We just started it. Need some followers. Need some likes. Okay, let's go with the plot. Young Chris.
Okay. Rampage is the movie. All right, starts out in space. There's a lady on a space station that is wrecked, just getting fucked up. Things are exploding. The hull is damaged. There's scientific experiments happening up there for the Energine.
Yeah,
Gene?
I feel like they said it a couple different ways.
I forget. This Energine company is doing biological experiments in space. This lady's trying to get off the space station. She's trying to get to the escape pod. Everything's blowing up, and she's on the radio with these people who I think are later revealed to be the two dicks behind the whole thing. And she's like, I gotta get off the space station. He's like, no, you gotta get the samples before you leave. She's like, there's something up here. Like, one of the test subjects is loose. I gotta get out of here. She's like, no, you gotta get the samples, or we're not gonna let you get off the space station. So she grabs the fucking samples and heads for this escape pod, and she almost gets killed by fucking Master Splinter. This fucking rat monster. Giant fucking rat monster. I mean, giant for a rat is about the same size as a human. So about Master Splinter size without the robe.
I don't know, though. Giant for a rat could be a rat. Because I've seen a giant rat before, and I'm like, oh my God.
Was it eating pizza?
It's trying to eat
Was it
me.
being a father to 4 rambunctious teenage boys?
I wish. Like, God, this thing was scary as fuck.
So she almost gets killed by this thing. She gets on the space station. She gets off the space station as she's drifting away in her escape pod. It starts to explode. She didn't make it. She's like about to re-enter the atmosphere, and you just start to see like the cracks form on the window of that escape pod, and that was actually a pretty cool scene.
It
was.
was
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, she's safe. Nope. Bitch died.
Same.
And the canisters in the escape pod with her get thrown to Earth in like meteorific. No, that's not a word. Like meteors, as though they were meteors.
Meteor.
And they land in various places around the world. One of those places is in Florida. I think it's the Florida Everglades. One of them's in Wyoming in the mountains. And one of them is in the gorilla enclosure. And, oh, fuck it, I can't remember the state it's in.
San Diego.
That's right, the San Diego Wildlife Preserve, which just so happens to be the place of employment for the most ripped scientist you've ever seen in a movie, Dwayne Johnson, who is like the primatologist who works with the gorillas. He has a special connection with an albino gorilla named George. They know sign language. They talk. They call each other names. George gives him the finger like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's pretty funny. So they show their little relationship, and you meet some of the people he works with. Next day, oh, something's up with George. He's in the bear enclosure. Oh, no, sorry. Before that, the thing lands in the gorilla enclosure and George gets gassed by it. And then the next day, they're like, oh, hey, George is in the bear enclosure. Something's up. He killed a grizzly bear, which they make a point of, which I didn't know this. They make a point of saying is the largest terrestrial predator, or the most powerful terrestrial predator on Earth. Which, I mean, I guess fuck a lion, fuck a tiger, fuck all these other hunting animals. Apparently the grizzly bear is where it's at. And George killed it. George is in a cave in the enclosure because he's hurt, and they're trying to just talk. The Rock's trying to talk him. I'm just going to call him The Rock because I don't remember the character's name that well. He's The Rock. He's Dwayne Johnson.
That's all you need to know. Literally every movie he's in, he could just be The Rock. And we'd be like, okay.
I accept it.
Hey, Dwayne. Hey, that's
what's up?
The new character, Dwayne.
Hey, random citizen.
Different backstory for every movie.
But all of them involve some kind of paramilitary service and a small T-shirt and a knowledge of firearms. George talks George out of this cave. He's torn up. He's hurt. He's also like 3 feet taller than he was yesterday. Long story short, whatever was in those canisters is affecting living creatures that come in contact with it. In Florida, it's a gator. In Wyoming, it was a wolf. And in San Diego, it was George. And they're turning them into giant, aggressive monsters. Or in George's case, just a big gorilla.
Fair.
Things unfold as you might expect with giant monster movies. Someone has a great idea to, in the city of Chicago, set off a signal that will attract all of these giant fucking monsters to one spot where they expect someone will kill them for them, and they can collect the remains and sell it for money because capitalism.
Facts.
And it goes about as well as you'd expect, which is not at all. There's a lot of big monster fights. There's a lot of action. You get to see The Rock doing...
The Rock stuff.
Yeah, Rock stuff. He does... I don't want to generalize and say he does the same thing in all of his movies because I haven't seen all of his movies. But he usually beats the shit out of people after he tells them how... He told these two dudes how he was going to do it, and then he did it. Yeah, it's The Rock. He's The Rock. What's not to like, honestly?
If it can be one of my likes if I want it to be, but think about it like this. If he does the same thing in every movie, I still love it.
Fair.
I still love it.
Fair.
So, thanks.
Yeah. That's pretty much the plot. There's giant monsters, and one of them teams up with The Rock. You'll have to listen to the rest of the episode to figure out which one it is. And, yeah. That's the plot.
Cool beans.
It's if it doesn't sound like much of one, it's probably my fault, but it's more of a plot than the games had.
Yeah,
because this, I don't know if we talked about it. This is based on a video game franchise that has not had a game in I think 15 years easily.
25.
Yeah,
maybe.
I remember there being one on the N64, and I think that's the last one I remember seeing.
Yeah, I played that.
World Tour.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I remember playing one on the NES, and then I think maybe a couple in the NES in the arcade, like Rampage and like Rampage 2, and then World Tour. I want to say that might have been it.
Great video games.
Yeah, I like
simple
them.
Video games.
Real simple.
But good.
Yeah. A game doesn't need to be complicated for me to enjoy it. It just has to be fun.
Are they on the Switch?
No, I don't think so.
Damn it. That's the only reason why I bought it.
If they were, I'd probably play it, to be honest with you.
Do you have that downloaded? The NCS and the Super NES?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I've beaten the shit out of all 3 Donkey Kong Country games already.
Have you?
Over 100% on 2 and 3 at least.
Nice.
So good. Usually in 1 sitting, 2 sittings tops. Because I have nothing better to do.
Dude, I'd be losing at Mario like I haven't played it in 30 years.
Well, on the Switch thing, they have a rewind function. So if you're about to die, you just like hit L and R and you can rewind it.
What?
Yeah.
I play a lot of Mario 35. I don't like it.
That one doesn't have that.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's fair. It is a little weird.
It's weird because I don't understand why I'd be dying. And I'm like, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, because it's like if other people are killing enemies or grabbing enough coins they can spend, the enemies they kill show up on your screen. Or if they grab enough coins, they can use items to affect you in different ways. which is it's like a competitive Mario game. It's weird.
Yeah, don't like it. Either way,
fair enough.
I don't know why I keep playing it, but I do. So
they gotcha.
All right, so you're gonna like this. This is the cast. I'm gonna go with the cast right now. You're gonna like this. I think you're gonna like this, Chris.
Okay.
So first off, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
I like it.
He is Davis Okoye.
That's right.
He's a scientist. He's the primate specialist. He's been in everything, and he's great in everything.
You might know him from some movies.
Or
from his feud with Mankind back in the day. The wrestler, not people in general.
Is that same? Well,
or Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mankind.
Yeah.
He hated people. I was gonna say Stone Cold.
He did hate people in this one.
Yeah, he really did, which is fair. Fair. Every day, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, I
get it. Let's see. Okay, next up we have Naomie Harris. She was Dr. Kate Caldwell. The only thing I really know her from that we figured out was Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
I noticed it after we talked about it. I was like, oh, okay, I can see it.
The Individuals.
What was her name? Tia Dalma?
Tia Dalma, yeah.
Dude, to be fair, I didn't notice it. Okay, to me, in the Pirates of the Caribbean, she was lighter than she is now, like in real life. Whatever. She seemed darker in this movie, just like a darker complexion.
Well, I think she was pretty made up also in those movies.
Maybe, but she seemed lighter.
Okay.
Like just a lighter complexion to her skin. So I didn't think they were two of the same individual.
Okay.
Then I saw her and I was like, oh, okay, I see it. She, amazing in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
I loved everything about her. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I see you, Jack Sparrow. I see you. But yeah, she's amazing. So, either way. Next up, we have Malin Akerman. She was Claire Wyden. I forgot where we said we know her, where I knew her from.
I had not seen anything that she was in. She looked familiar.
She kind of looks like the chick who's in. You've seen Big Daddy?
Not in a while, but yeah.
She's like the girlfriendish, the one Adam Sandler ends up with. Is she known for her voice? I think she kind of looks like her a little bit.
Okay.
Just a tiny bit. But she also reminds me of the lady who kind of looks like her, who is the lady in Liar Liar.
Jennifer Tilly?
Yes. Because but hers is her voice, right?
Yeah.
So it's I swear these three chicks could be sisters.
But only in Liar Liar did she look like that. Other than that, I think she looks different. Like she had the short blonde hair in Liar Liar.
I'm trying to think what else I've seen her in.
I've seen her in a few other things. I think she's in Bride of Chucky. I didn't see
that,
but I know she's in that.
Different.
I think she was in a couple other things.
She was in a lot of things, and that's the only one that I see her look different.
Yeah.
Is in Bride of Chucky, and I'm like, okay, I get it. But she was also playing what is it? What are they? Not emo.
Goth.
Goth. Yeah. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe she really looks like that. I don't. Okay. Next up, we're not there yet, though, Chris. Here we go. It's coming up. Next up is the person who played her brother, Brett Wyden. His name is Plop, a.k.a. Jake Lacy.
Pete.
Or Pete. And I never knew his name. Yeah, he was. I don't know what else he's been in, but that's who it is.
He's been in The Office. That's all you have to be in.
Yeah, that's it.
For our generation, that's all that matters. If you're in The Office, you're a star.
I agree.
You made it.
You are so correct. Let's see. Next up, we have Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He was in. I keep wanting to say Zombieland. That's not the funny show.
Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. I almost said Walking Tall. Another rock movie.
Yeah, another rock movie.
But yes, he was in Walking Dead. He was in Watchmen. He was in. Was it Batman vs Superman?
Yeah.
He was Thomas Wayne.
Yep.
What else he's been in? He's been in a lot of stuff. I like him.
I kind of did too.
And he was good in this. He was really good.
I kind of did like him. I don't know if he naturally has a little southern accent thing, but I liked it.
I hope so. I hope he does. I don't know if he does, but
a little.
I would like
Savannah accent.
He did. It was a little. Yeah, I was like, okay. It was more like a Texas accent.
I'm guessing they were going for Texas. He had a big fucking belt buckle, and he had that silver pistol in a holster, not even trying to be hidden.
Oh, okay. So I used to watch He's from Seattle, by the way.
Oh.
So no accent.
Good for him.
Well, he's born in Seattle.
Good for him.
So no accent.
I do declare.
So I just realized, I don't know why. I think I knew this before, but with the beard, I can never tell. He always looks different because he always has a beard now.
Mm.
I used to watch Grey's Anatomy. He was in Grey's Anatomy. He was this guy named Denny. Denny was dying somehow. He had cancer or something. And the one lady, Katherine Heigl, she fell in love with Denny over like a couple episodes. He was in a lot of them. I forgot how long, but he. So everybody loved him. I loved him. He was great. He was a great guy. And then somebody came in to shoot up the hospital or something. And he got in front of a bullet, even though he was dying of cancer or something like that. And then and that's how he died.
Dang.
Then he came back like a season later as like a ghost. Like, listen.
What is this fucking show?
Exactly.
Ghost Hospital.
Yeah. He came back as a force ghost, coast to coast. And
every time.
Every time.
Oh, it gets me every time.
Every
I love
time. Oh, he was in The Losers. I never watched that, but he was in that too. Yeah. So good. I like him. I like him in everything he's been in. So good times. Okay. So I saw this name, this next actor. I saw this name as the credits are rolling. And I was like, I know that name. But who was he? Joe Manganiello.
Yeah.
Okay. He was Burke. He was some kind of contract killer. Whatever.
He was the Scarface guy.
Yeah. So you said he was in... What did you say he was in?
No, not him. The guy across from him was the guy that was in Daredevil.
Okay. So I didn't know what this guy was in, but I was like, he looks familiar.
Joe Manganiello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slade Wilson.
Oh, okay.
At the end of Justice League.
Okay.
Little Deathstroke.
Okay.
Yeah. That was him. I was like...
Okay.
I looked up his acting credits. I was like, that was him.
There was a couple little DC... nods in this movie.
Probably.
I mean, there was a fucking Batman figure on Plop's desk.
Yeah,
someone asked The Rock someone asked Jeffrey Dean Morgan if he worked for the Justice League.
That is true. Okay, so let me tell you what this Joe Manganiello guy is. Slade Wilson.
Joe Magneto.
He is Axe Tigrin in Star Wars Resistance. I don't know what show that is, but it's a TV show. I think
that's an animated one.
He was in The Big Bang Theory.
Ugh.
He never seen it.
Next.
He was on the D&D episode of that.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, I know, but I know you like D&D.
I do. So I hate The Big Bang
Theory. I had to say it.
You know who probably had a better fucking D&D episode? Community.
I didn't
Both of them.
We started it over yesterday.
It's nice.
We're on like episode 7.
I'm on season 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So good.
One thing I didn't realize, and when I looked at him, I was like, that is him. I'll give you a name.
Character name?
Yep.
Okay.
Last name Thompson. First name Flash. Yep.
From the original Spider-Mans?
Mm-hmm. Spider-Man 1 and 3.
I don't want to fight you, Flash.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to fight me either.
I was like, when you look at him, I'm like, that's him all grown up. That's him all grown up.
It's been a long time since I've seen those.
So here's my thing. I know we were talking about what movie to do next. I kind of want to do some, because we talked about X-Men.
Yep.
And we talked about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to do one of those.
I'm down.
I know off screen we said something else. Street Fighter.
Yes.
But I'm kind of in the mood for some Marvel.
I'm not going to be disappointed with either of those choices, honestly.
Fair.
Because if we're watching the originals, would it be like the original 3 Spider-Man movies?
Yeah.
Okay. I get to see the Macho Man.
Fair.
I get to see
Ben die.
Dr. Octopus. I get to see Uncle Ben die. And I get to see Topher Grace get his shit kicked in. I'm happy at it. all of those things.
Now you had me at hello. Okay.
And I get to see Bruce Campbell in there. But I get to see some Stan Lee cameos. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Same for X-Men. I get to see some Stan Lee cameos.
Yeah. Is he in all of them?
I know he's in the first one. He's the hot dog dude on the beach in the first one when the senator walks out of the ocean when he's like fucking melting.
Yep.
I know he's in the third one when they go to Jean's neighborhood. I think it's when she's a kid. They do the flashback. He's like watering his lawn, and the water from his hose starts like floating up in the air. I can't remember who he is in the second one, but I remember who he is in the first and third ones.
Yep.
Of the X-Men movies, at least.
What happened in the second one? Oh, that was a Nightcrawler one.
The X-Men was the one where they teamed. Yeah, the second one was when they teamed up. Nightcrawler had that sweet White House fight.
Yeah. Yep.
And he had a fucking knife.
Yeah.
And he was gonna kill the president, and then a man abuses his wheelchair-bound child for his power.
That was a good one. Number 2 was good.
Wasn't bad.
When old girl came out with the nails.
Oh,
I love her.
Lady Deathstrike.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
She was just chef kiss. I love her. All right, back to this cast. Everyone else, I don't really know. The only person who I'm gonna mention, 3 people I'm gonna mention, and after that, it's like I don't know who these people are. There is a fighter. I think he must have been one of the military people, but I know the name Uriah Faber. He's a UFC fighter.
Oh,
but he was Garrick. I think he was one of the.
He died.
Yeah, he definitely died.
I mean, they all died.
Yeah, they all died. Fair. Next up, PJ Byrne. PJ Byrne was Nelson. He was the guy. He was like The Rock's best friend in this.
Oh yeah, the guy with the glasses.
So he was in The Wolf of Wall Street. He was in this, obviously. He's been in some other stuff that I really like, and I'm looking for it right now. He does some voiceover work too.
Nice.
In the Justice League cartoon. Good for him.
I like their DC.
Yeah, he was in a movie called Fun with Dick and Jane with Jim Carrey. I loved him in it. He's hilarious. He was in The Mentalist. Loved him in that, probably. Dinner for Schmucks. He was in that. It's Always Sunny. He was
I
in
went
that.
to see that movie with my father, and we went to the wrong fucking theater because I followed his instructions. We went to the same. They were showing that movie. We walked in, and it was the fucking end of it, and it was dumb.
Fair.
And he was like, "Well, you want to go find the right one?" I was like, "No, this movie fucking sucks. Let's go home."
Have you ever seen it?
No.
You still never watch it?
No.
Yeah, trash movie. So trash.
Yeah, it's Steve Carell, Zach Galifianakis. I don't remember who else was in it.
It's almost as good as that Magic movie with Steve Carell and Jim Carrey.
Oh, Burt Wonderstone? I think I saw that.
I saw it.
Don't remember it being memorable.
Not good. Not good at all. I wouldn't watch it again to save my life, honestly.
Watch this movie or die. Let me go.
We had a good run.
Please let me go. Please let me die.
If you say it like that, then yeah I would. But, horrible. Let's see. Next up is Jack Quaid. That's the only other person I'm going to say. He was Connor. He was the shit talker in the beginning. Nephew of Randy Quaid. That's the only reason why I brought him up.
Oh, he's the kid that I know from The Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, the tall, goofy kid who almost got killed by the gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in that show, The Boys.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I know him from.
That's all. I don't know. I don't even know that about him.
Because I recognized him immediately. I was like, "Oh, it's Huey from The Boys." I was like, "Okay, cool."
You did say Huey.
Yeah.
I thought you meant from DuckTales.
No, that's Abed from the current one.
Yes.
Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
Yes. I was telling. I literally. I kid you not. I literally told Lydia about that today.
What's your idea of a luxury?
He was like,
Larry,
your private helicopter or something. I'm on DuckTales.
I'm on DuckTales. Yeah.
R.I.P. to Larry.
I love him. I
don't know if you saw. He just died the other day. It's like 5 people died the other day. Actually, a lot of people crazy. Either way, okay. So that was pretty much the cast. That's all I can see. That's all I know. Is there anybody else you can think of?
No, because I looked through it and I didn't see anybody. But when you were like, Chris, you're gonna like this. I was thinking maybe there's like a wrestler or somebody in there that I missed, but I didn't think there was because I looked.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Just yeah.
Just Deathstroke.
Yep. Just that because the Flash part, I would have never guessed. So yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Let's see. Let's get to the likes. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
I mean, either way.
Sure.
Either way.
I'll go.
Either way.
Okay. First, like, The Rock.
Of course.
Because I'm a fucking wrestling nerd. The day that we've recorded this was the day of the Royal Rumble. So I'm riding high on a wrestling vibe because, for one, I fucking love who won it. And there's a lot of good shit that happened in the Rumble. But I've always been a wrestling nerd. So, The Rock. I think he's like one of the highest grossing actors in Hollywood, or he's one of the highest paid, or both. I forget. It's one or the other.
For the year, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
For 2020?
Like, yeah, I think so. 2020, 2019, I think.
And, good for him.
Yeah, fair.
Good for him. He's been in a bunch of shit. I don't think he's a bad actor. I really don't.
No.
I mean, yeah,
he does what he needs to do.
A lot of his movies, I think, are pretty similar. And granted, I haven't seen all of his movies. Like, I've seen this. I've seen Central Intelligence. I saw Doom. I saw the first Jumanji one that he was in. I didn't see the second one yet. But I've seen a few of his movies, and he's never the worst part of his movies.
He really isn't.
He's often one of the better parts of his movies.
Absolutely.
And like, he's funny. I think he's got a pretty good natural comedic timing. And just aside from comedy, like, he can do physical stuff because he was a wrestler, so he can take a beating. I imagine he does some of his own stunt work, probably not all of it, because he's rich now. Yeah. But I enjoy The Rock. I think he's a pleasant human being. And if he keeps making movies, I'll probably keep watching them. I know he's going to be in that Black Adam movie, and I want to see that. So I'll watch that. Even though I know you didn't care for Shazam, I think that you would agree with me that you'd like to watch that movie.
Black Adam?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, not Shazam.
Yeah.
Black Adam. Yeah. Because they're, like, kind of related.
So I looked up while you were talking. Dwayne Johnson was the highest grossing actor of 2020. And I don't understand the money they're talking about. I think paid. Mm-hmm. Okay, so paid, and then 1 year, I typed in the same thing, and they were like, movies, and I'm like, well, that doesn't, like, whatever. Anyway, Google's fucked up. Yeah. So 2020, he was the highest paid actor. He made $87 million. Ryan Reynolds made $71 in second, and then 2019, he was also the highest paid actor.
Dang.
With 89 in 2019. And then I type in 2018, and then they give me grossing, not paid. So I'm like, but I haven't changed any of my wording. I just changed a year, and I'm like, why? Why are you guys doing this to me?
Every time you think you got all the answers, they change the questions.
Dude, tell me about it. So the highest grossing actor of 2018 was Chris Hemsworth. His movies made $2.1 billion. And
was that when Ragnarok came out?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because the list goes Chris Hemsworth, Michael B. Jordan, Chadwick Boseman, Tom Hardy.
Oh, I wonder what movies came out that year.
And then Tom Hardy, Tom Cruise, Ryan Reynolds, then Dwayne Johnson at 6, 7. Yeah. So I was like, come on.
Top 10. You made it.
What are we talking about here?
Good for him.
Okay. Highest paid actor in 2018, Dwayne Johnson, 2.
Good for him.
He was 1, 2 in the past 3 years.
Nice.
So there's that.
He's winning at acting.
He is winning, sir. Yeah. He's way better than Schwarzenegger, for sure.
Oh, wow.
I mean, think about it like this. Schwarzenegger was an action star.
Yeah.
And he starred in a lot of movies in the early 90s. And they were great. But if Dwayne Johnson replaced Schwarzenegger in those movies, I think those movies would be better.
Okay.
Like, that's what I mean. That's what when I say better, I just mean it's not necessarily the accent. That doesn't bother me, but it is the acting ability.
Okay.
I don't believe Schwarzenegger could. He's funny, but not as funny as The Rock.
So you're telling me I have to think of who it was. If George Clooney swings through a fucking window and The Rock's standing there in that suit, and The Rock says, "You're not sending me to the cooler," it's going to be as good as when Arnold did it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's the thing.
And that's the only movie I'm going to base this on.
I hear you.
Because of all the bad jokes.
But he's funny.
The Rock is funny.
And he says bad jokes all the time.
That's fair.
When he was in a helicopter in this one.
Yeah.
And he is like, you know how to fight each other? Like, oh, yeah. And he drops it. He goes, it's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back. Like, it's dumb. He said the same line like 5 times. Yeah. And it was funny each time. And I was like, I like this guy.
Cool party. Arnold. Love it.
And in Jumanji, his dumb jokes. He's so funny.
Oh, because wasn't he like playing the role of like a teenage boy in those movies?
Was he the boy or the girl? Yeah, I think he was the boy.
Yeah, Jack Black was one of the girls.
Jack Black was one of the girls.
And Jack Black, I think, is a good actor. I love Jack Black. Hilarious. He's funny as shit.
He's so funny. I agree. Can I say, we were talking about like the pick one out of the whatever, and I don't know if it was your girlfriend who posted that or Jake. It's like pick the comedians or something. Did you see that post?
I don't know who posted it. I saw it recently, but I don't know if Megan posted it or somebody else I know posted it. I don't know for sure
who posted it, but I was like, they picked some people, and I'm like, no. Whoever it was.
I don't think it was Megan, because if it was Megan, I would have gotten on there and I would have posted mine.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. It wasn't her.
Because there were some people, like there's Chris Tucker, there was people who weren't Chris Tucker. Yeah. But there's Chris Tucker, there's Jim Carrey, there was Seth Rogen, Adam Sandler.
I think Eddie Murphy was on there.
Eddie Murphy. Was Chris Rock on there?
I don't think he was on there.
I forget. But
here's my thing.
There's a bunch of people, like mostly comedic actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ones, Black. Whoever posted it, the ones they picked, I was like, them? Because I was like, first off, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Second off, Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
Third off, anybody else. But they picked, whoever it was, picked Jack Black. They didn't even pick Will Ferrell. They picked somebody else. And
you were already ready to dismiss their choices at that point, weren't
you? I like Jack Black. But no way in hell is he better than Jim Carrey.
That's fair.
No way in hell is he better than Jim Carrey. And I was like, first off.
That's fair.
Whoever you were, I forgot who it was. And I was like, scroll before you get deleted.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't Megan, because I would have made some... I wouldn't have been like emotional on it, but I would have been like, all right, here's mine.
I'm definitely emotional about it.
Well, I mean, like, I wouldn't have been getting upset, but I was like, I would have remembered the ones that I would have put, and Jim Carrey would have made my list.
Yeah, for sure.
And I kind of want to go and look and see who posted it, but I would never find it.
Yeah, probably not. But I was like, that's just like I saw a post that said, who, you know the versus battles that's been going on Instagram, the music or whatever. Somebody was like, okay, versus Adam Sandler versus Jim Carrey.
It's Jim Carrey.
Somebody was like, Adam Sandler off top. I was like, I'm sorry, who, what? When and where, why, and how?
Adam Sandler's funny, but if you're going to put him up against Jim Carrey, come on.
I said that. I think it was Jake who posted that, because I was like,
I'm scrolling through his timeline right now, and I'm not seeing it, but it might have been from a while ago.
Yeah. No, this was like 3-4 days ago I saw this.
Well, it wasn't his, because I'm already on like the beginning of the month.
Okay. But it might not have been him for the Adam Sandler thing. But I posted, I was like, right off top, Jim Carrey, The Mask, The Cable Guy, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas alone washes every single thing Adam Sandler has ever been in. And I like Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And then I'm not even talking, I didn't even mention Ace Ventura. I didn't mention Liar Liar. I didn't mention The Truman Show.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I didn't mention Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't mention my favorite movie, Batman Forever. Come on.
Yeah. Me, Myself, and Irene.
We can also do the beginning Batmans.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Oh.
Do whatever.
Little Penguin, little Catwoman, little Two-Face, little Joker.
A
little Jack Nicholson like this. Walking down the street with the long gun. Don't Prince in the soundtrack. Tingles just thinking about it. Okay, sorry. You were going with your likes. Let's finish that. Sorry.
What's that? Oh yeah, The Rock. I liked that there was an arcade cabinet of Rampage in the background of one of the scenes, and they showed it like 3 times. It was blurry. I was out of focus, and I saw it. And I was like, "There's a Rampage cabinet," and you were like, "What?" Rewound it. I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, there it is." I liked it.
That was great.
I enjoyed seeing that.
That was amazing.
Because, I mean, there's not a lot of stuff that's iconic from that game that you could have put out there aside from the monsters. That you'd be like, oh, shit, that's a Rampage. No. It's not like in the Mario Brothers movie where they had the theme song. They had all the different, like, enemies in the background. They had all these different other things.
Facts.
There's nothing else that you could have done in there. Aside from when they called the wolf Ralph, which was the character's name in the game, they didn't say the name of fucking the lizard thing. It was Lizzie in the game, because what else would it have been? What else would it have been? I don't fucking know.
I did like that, though.
But in the games, I liked that in the movie, they pretty much showed almost all the monsters in one way or the other from the games, except for two of them. There was George the gorilla, there was the lizard, there was the wolf, they called Ralph, the lizard, who they didn't name, and there was the rat in the space station, who I don't remember their name. But in World Tour, it was the gorilla, the wolf, and the lizard, and then World Tour added the rat, a rhino, and a crab monster.
I don't remember any of those three.
Yeah. I think you might have had to unlock them.
So right there, I'm already out.
Yeah, they might have had to unlock them, but I thought the rat thing was cool. I was like, okay. Because that's when at the beginning I was like, oh, we're doing World Tour. All right. Granted, I think there were maybe like 3 Rampage things in the franchise, which is... But, you know, I'm apparently a fan... And my next is the monsters. I'm apparently a fan of big fucking monsters wrecking shit up, because I probably attribute it to growing up watching the Power Rangers. Because every episode had a big monster wrecking some shit up, and then a big robot came and punched the shit out of that big monster. I like that stuff.
Is that what we're going to go with?
What?
Power Rangers?
What, for my love of giant monsters?
Yeah.
I mean, Godzilla exists.
Yeah, but that's not.
But
I'm thinking of...
What are you thinking of?
Ghostbusters.
Well, that too, but I mean, I definitely watched Power Rangers way more than I watched Ghostbusters when I was a kid.
What else could it have been? Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
Yeah.
He was a monster baby. Babies are monsters in general.
Yes.
Regular size or giant.
but yeah, like I'd attribute probably my enjoyment of, I don't know, kaijus and big monsters and shit to, at least if you want to attribute something from my childhood, probably Power Rangers.
That's fair.
People jumping in a robot and blowing up some shit, and that shit's a giant monster that's blowing up some other shit.
So I didn't know that what movie were you talking about earlier? Pacific Rim? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that was based on Japanese thing.
What, kaiju?
Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing, which they actually did in real life. I didn't know that either. It was like a month ago they built the robot and it can walk. Did you see that?
What?
Yeah. They have a real one in Japan and they built it. They've been building it for a couple years.
Wait, the big Gundam robot? Mm-hmm. Well, that's from an anime.
No. Well, no, they built it for real, like last month.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, okay.
I'm great. What are we getting ready for?
Yeah, like I was like, what do you know? What do you know that I don't know? Should I worry about the stimulus check or not?
Well, if that check can buy me a giant robot suit,
is it whatever we're waiting on? Is it gonna do that?
Bring them on. Bring them on. Yes,
because I can't handle it.
Well, where's my check?
So when I first saw it, I was like, ooh. Pacific Rim, kind of like Power Rangers, because they get into the robot and fight, and then they were like, no, this is a thing before that.
And when the robot gets hit, they get hit. Power Rangers also.
Same.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No.
But I still liked it. Yeah. But either way, go. Sorry.
No, good. I like fucking kaiju movies. When we were going to watch this, and we weren't able to get together, I instead watched Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of the Monsters. I was like, I'm in the mood for big monsters punching some shit.
Facts.
Let's watch 2 other movies that have that.
Facts.
And I was like, this fulfilled my need for this week to see that.
Good.
And then I watched the trailer for the next one, and I was like...
Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yes.
Which, are you going to do that?
What's up?
We should do that.
I'm down.
Oh, yeah. Should I watch the other 2 beforehand? Should we do the other 2 beforehand?
I'd be down.
Okay.
Because you haven't seen them, right?
No.
Okay.
No. I saw the one scene. Was that scene in it?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And I didn't even see it coming because I kind of forgot about it. I'd forgotten about the scene.
Even better.
Yeah.
That's even better. That's like all the spoilers for Black Widow. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. I have no
Black Widow.
I have no idea what's happening.
Her?
Who would have thought?
Its nose is the plane on its nose is the ant on plane's face.
Wait in the car plant. But
is Ann coming over? Who? Ann.
Oh, Annabelle. Yeah, I love Annabelle.
I haven't got to that part yet.
Shit. What was I saying?
Sorry.
No, you're good. What was I saying? Big monsters.
Annabelle.
Yeah, so like you got to see George punching some shit when he wasn't going ape shit on a plane or in a zoo enclosure. Mm-hmm. He was climbing buildings and fucking just punching holes in them. I liked it, just like in the games, because all you had to do in the game was destroy the fucking city before the military killed you.
Yeah. Swat away some helicopters.
Yeah, whether that was like punching a helicopter, punching a plane, eating people off the sidewalk, punching a tank, punching a building enough until it fell down. It was simple. I mean, sometimes you'd bash a hole in a building and there's like a toilet or something in there. It'd spray water in your face and you'd fall off. Or if there's a person in it, you eat it. Or food, you eat them and you get points. But in the games, you were a person who turned into a big monster. Because when you ran out of health, you would shrink down into a little naked person and like shamefully like cover yourself and like inch off the screen.
Crab walk away.
Naked crab walk away. But yeah, and this one is like, okay, just big monsters. I'm down with that.
Facts.
I don't honestly. If you pitched me a movie where, let's say, The Rock is friends with a guy and the guy starts turning into a monster, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I guess. But like, why is he gorilla now?
Fair.
If it's like a Ninja Turtle situation where, you know, like the last you touch a mutagen, like whichever animal you were near last turns you into that. I mean, it'd be the same thing. Like, it'd be some crazy Florida man turns into a gator monster, or some dude that works at the zoo turns into a gorilla monster. I guess it's no less far-fetched than space chemicals flying down and not giving you superpowers. But it's then turning an animal into a monster.
Facts.
But, you know, I like big monster movies, apparently.
Facts.
So I liked it in this.
Speaking of, did you ever watch the original Godzilla? I'm sorry, not the 1950s. No one cares about that. They didn't even have working telephones back then.
The 1998 one?
Yes.
Yes. The one where at the end of it, there was revealed to be like 1 million little Godzilla eggs, and one of them started hatching, and then they didn't touch the franchise for like 10 years. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I remember watching it, and I don't remember how I felt about it.
It's a great movie.
Honestly, I just remember at the end, like, oh shit, they can make so many more movies, and they didn't.
It was Matthew Broderick and Hank Azaria. That's all you need to
Hank
know.
Azaria? All right.
He was in it. He wasn't a poo. No Indian face.
Indian face.
Is that a thing?
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Because they killed the Godzilla. And they're like, whew, we're good. Uh-oh, there were two.
Surprise, bitch.
Same. Maybe a spoiler alert?
Yeah, for a movie from 98. Sure.
So I was like, oh, okay, I like this. And they're like, this is a great movie. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just didn't know if you saw it or not.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I haven't seen it since.
I think I made Lydia watch it a couple months ago.
I haven't seen it since I was younger, but I did see it.
Such a good movie.
I'd probably watch it.
It's such a good
I'd probably watch it now.
Maybe we could throw that into with the whole Godzilla thing.
Yeah, why not?
That one. How many Godzilla movies are there?
In actual existence, a ton.
Here's the thing. American.
A few. That I'm aware of. There's that one. There's the one from like 5 or so years ago that had Bryan Cranston in it.
Okay.
There's Godzilla King of the Monsters. It just came out like last year.
Right.
I mean, there might be some other ones.
So this is what I was thinking.
There was a Godzilla animated series that came out around the time that 98 movie came out, loosely based on it, where there were people that were friends with it. And he like killed monsters for them. Because that's how giant monsters work.
I mean,
it works in Pokemon.
Facts.
So why doesn't it work with fucking Godzilla?
These are facts. So what I was going to say was, okay, we can add that to the Godzilla King Kong thing.
Okay.
Then I was like, oh, we can add the King Kong thing too. The King Kong that came out in the early 2000s.
Dude, the one with Jack Black.
You like that one?
I kind of did.
I hated it.
I shouldn't say I liked the whole thing. I really liked the part where they were on the island.
Yes.
When they were getting eaten by all those creepy fucking bugs and worm monsters and leeches and shit. I liked that part. The part where they came back to land or to the city, I thought was kind of boring.
So I understand it was largely based on like the old one.
Yeah.
Where he was in love with the blonde-haired, blue-eyed chick.
Yes, Godzilla. King Kong comes back to New York City and falls in love with an Aryan woman.
Yeah, fair.
I'm going to be in the talking pictures.
Didn't like it because they made it too old.
Like a period piece?
Yeah. Because it was older, like the 20s. Like they couldn't communicate 5 feet from each other. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I thought it was largely boring.
That's fair. After they get off the island, I remember not caring.
Before they go to the island.
Before they go to the island, I was like, okay, because they're getting there.
It's like an hour.
Yeah.
It's like is this a King Kong movie or... Is
this a movie about struggling actors and filmmakers?
I didn't...
The Kong Skull Island one is a lot better, honestly.
Okay.
It's a lot better.
I'll watch it.
And the cast in it is great.
Maybe I'll watch it and then we can watch
it. Then you can decide if you want to do an episode about it.
No. We can still do it.
Okay.
I'll just watch it beforehand just so that I can...
I liked it.
Yeah.
But,
we'll see.
I'm trying to think. So, other likes, The Rock, The Monsters, The Arcade Cabinet. I like Plop.
Always.
I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
He was great.
I mean, you listed a few things that he was in. I didn't get far enough into The Walking Dead to see him because that show eventually got too boring for me. Much as I love zombie stuff, that show just got too fucking boring for me.
His scene was on every single platform after it happened because he carried the bat around and killed the one guy.
Killed Glenn.
And and then like a week after that happened, Dave Chappelle was on SNL.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. Yes. All lives matter, right? All of us. So fucking good. Wait a minute. You have to realize that you're black. The way I hear it, this hat says otherwise. Classic. Fucking funny, dude. That was so funny. But yeah, I liked him. I kind of forgot that he was Thomas Wayne. Because he wasn't really a big part of the movie. He died in the opening credits, thankfully, mercifully.
The only reason why I remember him is because they were like, "Oh, he could be what was it called, Batman Beyond?" They were like, "He could be Batman Beyond. That'd be awesome."
Oh, you like old Bruce?
I was like, "Oh, okay." Cool.
Or Ben Affleck. Could
or don't get me started. Oh fuck it. I hate everybody associated with DC, including Harley Quinn.
Including, but also especially.
Especially. She did nothing to anyone.
No.
Except for beat everybody up with a bat.
Yeah.
I'm off.
Oh. I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I liked his little cowboy shtick. He kept calling himself a cowboy and an asshole. I liked his little fucking fancy gun that he kept in his holster. I liked his big belt buckle. I don't know. I liked his little swaggery agent from an undisclosed government association that he just, he didn't feel the need to name, and they probably just couldn't come up with something for the movie. But no, I liked him. I honestly thought he was going to die in the plane scene. I thought he was dead because he got clobbered by a fucking giant gorilla. And then The Rock was like, "No, I'll save him." I was like, "Oh, you're saving a corpse, Dwayne." And they lived. It's like, okay, get him, save him. Why not? We need more than two leads in this movie, I guess. And I liked him. He was charming. He fucking let Plop go. And he's like, "Give me that laptop. You can just head on out of here." It's like, "Oh, sweet, that's great." And I was like, he's gonna die as soon as he walks out the door. A fucking like piece of debris falls on him and splatters him all over the door. And what does he say? He's like, "That was a lot.
That was a lot.
That was a lot." It was good. I liked it. I thought he was funny. Yeah. I didn't write down a lot for the movie because I was really just watching it because prior to this viewing, I'd never seen the movie before.
Facts.
So I was just kind of taking it all in. I love the part where they're at the end of the movie. They're all in Chicago. And it's like, well, here comes two big monsters. What's that now? Oh, it's a third big monster. And everyone's like, well, oh, shit. We're just all going to fucking die.
Because of course.
Yeah. And then the U.S. government's decision is like, oh, I know I'll fix this. Let's blow it up. Because prior to that, every attempt by them to use their ordnance was ineffective. You're like, men with guns, nothing. Missiles, nothing.
Tanks.
Other explosives, tanks, nothing. But maybe, what if we tried it again? But with planes.
It's the Avengers all over again.
Yeah. They just needed Captain America to show up and then tell him to set up a fucking perimeter.
Well, I just meant the nuke.
Oh.
Yeah.
But no one was there to fly it through the hole.
That's also fair. The Rock probably could.
Yeah, so he would have just fucking thrown it. He would have like, he would have fuck shooting it. He would have thrown it like a football and just like kept that spiral tight and just whipped it through the whatever warp hole or whatever the hell.
He would have took off his elbow pad. Keep his elbow there.
He would have bounced off the rope, did the little arm swing, dropped people's elbow at that fucking nuke, and then it would have gone off.
Hilarious.
After he ran away safely.
Of course.
Honestly, no, I'm going to save it. Never mind. Those are my likes because I'm just keep rambling. But those are my likes. I'll throw it over to you for yours.
Okay. I only got a couple. First, like, I read this somewhere, and I don't know where I read it at. It's probably a tweet, to be honest. But it's a like for me.
Mm-hmm.
But in every movie The Rock is ever in, they always explain why he's a scientist who is a brick shithouse.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
It always makes me happy.
He even fucking did it in Jumanji. Wasn't he like a
He
what
was
is he?
like
What
a
was he in
cartographer or
Jumanji? Yeah.
something.
He was like the paleontologist or something. He had all these like ology and ologists, but he's the fucking Rock. And he can also murder you with a boomerang.
Always so good. They're like, oh, The Rock. Oh, he's a primate. He's like, oh, yeah, animals are my guys. Animals are my people. Blah, blah. But don't forget, you were in the special forces and you traveled all around the world. Then you hunted down poachers. And it's like,
Also, you live in a gym.
I can see.
You have to. You have
I love
to.
it.
He didn't stop at any point in this movie to like carbo load or eat like
No need.
a stack of pancakes
Nope.
or eat like a fucking
Like he
giant
does on his
pizza. Yeah,
Instagram?
like he does on his Instagram, or eat like a fucking 3-foot wide pizza
Yeah.
on a cheat day.
I love
There's
it.
none of that in this movie. He was too busy
love it.
kicking ass.
He's not sipping his Terramura.
Oh, he has $80 tequila.
Yeah.
I still want to try it.
I gotta do too. We should get some.
Yeah, say maybe we could pitch it on it. And be...
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against
Yeah,
it.
maybe we should get some one weekend. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, we'll just destroy
Next
ourselves.
weekend.
Hey.
So either way, that's literally a like for me. So I love it. My next like is the fact that they gave this movie an origin, and you really can't hate it. So the thing about video game movies, the reason why people hate them is because they're not like the video games. Yeah. To me, they're video games. Do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
In my opinion. That's just me, though.
Especially if it's one like this that didn't really have a story in the games. There was no story. It was, you're a monster, kill shit.
But even still,
that's the story.
Like for example, like, okay, Super Mario Bros., which we did an episode. Go back and listen to it.
Do it.
They gave him, like, an origin story.
Yeah.
But it was, like, loosely based on the video game.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't exact. Like, they never show Mario not being from that kingdom, right? Like, in the video games.
Yeah.
Like, he's in the world
Yeah.
of Mario and Peach and Bowser.
Yeah, he's a dude.
Yeah.
And everyone else is either, like, a human or a mushroom person or
Yeah.
a fucking... Or
Something.
a giant turtle dinosaur.
Yes. But so, like, in the movie, they're like, oh, they're from New York, because of course. And, you know, they go to, like, some separate world, which, honestly, it reminds me of Mario 64, if I think about it.
Yeah,
like
the way they, like, jumped into the rippling thing.
The wall.
Yes.
Dude, it's great. So, I love the fact that they gave us an origin story. I love it. It started in space, and, of course, you know, Plop even explained it. He goes... We had to do it in space because this isn't exactly legal. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a ton of sense. Because, you know, as we've learned this week in real time, people who are billionaires do stupid shit. And they think they're above the law. Because they are.
Yeah,
so,
are they not?
Yes, they are. Okay, my next like. The actual carnage of the whole movie. I loved it. When that wolf tore up those guys in the wilderness, there were half-eaten bodies everywhere. There was blood everywhere. It was menacing, right? Like, if I was in it, I'd have been like, "Ooh, get me out of this." The wolf was huge. The monkey was huge. The lizard, whatever it was, the alligator was huge. One thing I did like, I don't know if you like this or not. Hopefully you did like it. When the wolf, his hair stood up, and then he shot it at the quills at the fucking... I was like, okay. And then it flew. He was like, of course the wolf can fly.
Yes.
I was like, this is great. How can you be mad at this? This is amazing. Because we're talking about 80-foot giant animals. Yeah. Can we get more far-fetched? Yes, we can. Let's do it.
Almost definitely.
We should, right? If we're going to go there, let's go there.
That's fair.
You know? It's like, apparently, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but in the beginning of the Marvel universe, they said that there was going to be no magic. Did I talk to you about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it kind of, until Doctor Strange, it kind of worked out that way. Like, they explained all the Asgard was like kind of technology. They slowly were like, oh, the showing it is like, oh, it's like technology.
Mm-hmm. So I was watching some whatever, and they were like, yeah, I don't know how they're going to do magic. I don't know how they're going to do magic because there's no magic, blah, blah. And I'm like, are you mad that there's magic?
Yeah.
Like, do you not want magic? Like, I don't understand. We're talking about Greek mythology gods.
Yeah.
But, hey, there's no room for magic here.
Yeah.
There's no room for powerful women here.
No.
Get out of here.
Who don't smile enough for some people's likings, apparently.
Fair. So, I don't know.
There's no room for living uncles here either.
Same. If I'm watching an autobiography of Martin Luther King and I see a flying robot, I'm like, okay, guys. Let's stay real.
What year was this made in?
But if I'm watching a Marvel movie and people, it wasn't realistic, you're an idiot. First off, shut the fuck up. Either way. Next, you talked about video game nods. One that I thought about, I liked it when it happened. I don't know if you saw it, and it's specific. They were coming to Chicago. Mm-hmm. So I think Lizzie was coming out of the water maybe or whatever, but the wolf and the monkey were on the bridge.
Okay.
George, the monkey, hits the tank. It flips over. He picks it up and he throws it. And I was like, that happens in the game. You can do that. Like when you hit a tank, it flips over. It did just like that. He as soon as it flipped, he grabbed it and threw it at a helicopter. And I was like, that's amazing. I don't know if you saw that part, but it was amazing.
I don't remember it, but I can see it in my head, honestly.
And it looked kind of like a cartoon, like a video game. I was like, oh, this is great. I was like, this is amazing. You can't even tell me that this isn't great because it is. So yeah, that was my one. And obviously, I like the video game. I remember when it came out. I didn't see it right away, but I saw it on TV, and I was like, oh my god, I should have saw this right away. So either way. So yeah, those are my likes. So let's get to the dislikes. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. Something you said that was a like was I kind of didn't like it. The wolf had way more shit than the other two.
Absolutely.
And then it fucking died.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did it die?
It got its head fucking ripped off by the big gator, it was sweet.
Hell yeah.
Okay. The wolf gets porcupine quills that it can shoot. And then it gets the ability to fly, glide, whatever. It has this little bat skin wing thing it can stretch out and fly, glide around. Okay. The alligator turns into fucking King Bowser, minus the fire breath, and George just gets bigger. George got screwed in this fucking deal. And it was probably to keep him, let's say humanized, because he didn't turn into a monster. He just turned into a big gorilla. Yeah. Which is in itself, if you take a fucking animal and make it big enough, it is a monster. Same. Clearly.
Anything.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an 8-foot guy? Because it's a monster.
I have, yeah. It's terrifying. I've seen Yao Ming. Frightening.
You seen him before?
Not in person.
Oh, okay. I was
I've seen Kane. I've seen The Big Show.
Nah, that's fair.
Not in person. Not yet.
That's fair.
But yeah, if you make something big enough, it becomes monstrous.
Same.
But George got... What's that?
I said that's what she said.
Okay. But George got the short end of the stick. And it's not a dislike because George got screwed. It's a dislike because the other monsters got cooler shit, and he just got nothing. Like, why wouldn't it make him... Even the fucking rat thing in the space station, like, it looked like it had spikes and shit coming out of it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Where was George's spikes? Where was his, I don't know, shootable spike projectiles? Where was his wings? The giant fucking gator didn't even get fire breath or anything. Which, it wouldn't have... Why would it have gotten that? But it got, like, big tusks, it got spikes, it got a fucking hammer tail, and George just got taller.
The only thing I'll say is they kind of explained... like all the powers a little bit, and the one that he got that we don't know if the others got was the regeneration.
I guess
that's the only thing I can think of. But that's fair.
That's fair. Yeah, because the wolf, when they ripped its head off, it didn't fucking regenerate.
It didn't grow back.
But who's to say that if they fucking ripped George's head off, he would regenerate?
I don't think he.
I wouldn't.
I don't think
so.
Would've.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he got like spiked through the chest, and he played dead.
That's fair.
Fucking pissed off the Rock. That could have been a like for mine also. What's that scene? Because when he was like, oh, I was like, he's not dead. They're not gonna fucking kill him at the end. They're not gonna kill him. But yeah, that's kind of my only dislike was that.
That's fair.
I would have liked to have seen the Rock do more Rock stuff. Because not that he wasn't physical in the movie, but he only really got like physically aggressive with those two MP dudes. He's like, all right, I don't know how this is going to go down. I'm going to knock you out, and I'm going to choke you out, and you're going to pee yourself in front of the lady. That's not a good look. And then it happens, and he's like, I told him, I wanted to see more of that. Because I like seeing The Rock beat people up. Fair. I'm a fucking wrestling nerd. If I can see people beat people up on screen, and it's not me getting beat up in real life, this is great.
Facts. The only thing I would say is I like when The Rock does that stuff too. Apparently people hate it. The reason why I say this is because
they don't like that he beats people up.
That he's like kind of OP when he does it though.
Have you seen him?
Same. I agreed. So the reason why I say this is because in the Fast and the Furious,
never seen them, but
man, you gotta watch them. They're stupid, but they're great.
Because who's his enemy in that one? Is it Jason Statham?
In the one that he was in, he's been in 4 of them. So the one that I'm talking about, Jason Statham, he was the bad guy. Because they all end up coming together anyway. Because the Rock was the bad guy in one of them, and then he became on the team on the next one, and then on the next one, then on the next one they were going after Kurt Russell and Jason Statham. So either way, in this one, does he pull a helicopter down, or does it crash? Something happens to the helicopter's crash. It is crashed. The Rock's all pissed off. He breaks his arm. He breaks his arm at one point. He rips the cast off of his arm while he's in the hospital to go help out Vin Diesel, the tree. And he goes, and he's driving down. So now he doesn't have any more bullets. So he rips the machine gun off the helicopter that's attached to the helicopter. Not like inside the helicopter.
Yeah.
The one
like
on
a
the
mounted
side
gun
of the helicopter. The one that's like as big as the helicopter. And he holds that bitch like, and I was like, this is amazing.
That sounds awesome, but how would he be shooting it?
Don't know.
Like, unless there's a trigger or a firing mechanism on the mounted gun, I don't know how he's shooting it, but it still sounds awesome.
Didn't ask.
It's fucking a dude holding a big gun.
And I'm like, these people are jumping cars off of buildings at one point.
Yeah.
And they jump one off of a mountain. They parachuted them off of an airplane. And every single time they landed on their wheels with no damage to the car, he can do that. That's how I feel.
That's fair.
So,
if that's possible, most things are possibly possible in that movie. That's fair.
They gotta be. So, again, I get it. They also drove over a frozen ocean at one point.
Seen things about that too.
Yeah.
But if people want to complain about The Rock being OP, then you should not complain about The Rock. You should complain about the studio who's not casting a fucking logical opposition for The Rock.
Fair.
But granted, who the fuck would it be?
Superman.
Like actually Superman or Henry Cavill?
Either way.
Yeah. Like who? Like,
because Henry Cavill in Mission Impossible looks like The Rock.
Okay.
He really, like, body wise, they look exactly the same.
Yeah, but that, like, how are you gonna? How you like, The Rock's too strong in all his movies. Okay, well, he's the hero, and most of the movies that I'm aware of, he's the hero. So your hero, for some reason, a lot of people think the hero has to be some big muscly guy. But I feel like to necessitate a big muscly guy, sometimes you need a big, not necessarily bigger, but a big muscly bad guy.
That's fair.
Otherwise, why is the big guy so muscly?
Why not?
Is the big muscly guy going to talk somebody into submission, or is he going to action them into submission?
Facts.
Because if he's not going to action them into submission, you don't really need to cast an action star.
Same.
It's not the action star's fault that he got the
Sarah.
role.
Right.
Yeah, it's not his fault that he got the role for being good at it.
I agree.
And for being likable and for being castable. It's not his fault.
Fair.
I'd just say give me something reasonable. Give me something reasonable for him to fight.
I don't want reasonable in my movies.
No, that's also fair.
I want my movies to be far-fetched.
I'll take that too. But then I don't want people to complain about real life problems in their movies. We're like, oh, well, it's The Rock. He's too strong. He's a strong man.
He's too strong in real life.
That's also, you could say that. You could make that claim.
Just go to his Instagram and you'll be in shock and awe.
I wouldn't say that to him. But
Shock and awe.
and if he did, he'd probably laugh because he seems like a very personable human being.
Yeah. Until he's not.
I guess.
'Cause he's gotten mad a couple times.
I believe it. Oh,
I
don't
like
we all?
I don't like that. I don't.
You don't get mad?
As I make a face. Fair.
Yeah. Dislikes. I don't really have too many.
That's fair.
I would have liked to see a little more from Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He spent a good portion of the movie unconscious. Not a good portion. He spent some of the movie unconscious, and the rest of it he spent like just kind of squinting at people and saying things all Texan-y or Seattle-y.
But he's not the action star.
No, he's not. In this, at least, he's not. And that's fine.
To be fair.
That's fine.
But I get it.
But yeah, I don't really have a lot of dislikes because, again, I was just kind of watching the movie and not really thinking about what I was going to say about it.
That's fair.
Because I'd never seen it before. So I was just kind of taking it all in.
That's okay.
So I don't have a ton of dislikes. So those are pretty much it. But the wolf thing definitely stood out for me.
That's fair.
It'd be like if Captain America got the super soldier serum and he became Captain America, and then Bucky gets the super soldier serum and he gets, I don't know, wings and can shoot fucking lasers.
Well, now that you say that, it kind of did happen. Because Red Skull had the serum.
Yeah.
And he just became a red person.
Yeah, but he was like physically juiced like Captain America was.
Yeah, but he wasn't as big.
But they didn't show it.
He wasn't as strong.
No.
Like, he couldn't do the shield toss thing.
He didn't have a shield to toss.
To be fair, he didn't.
He
didn't get that either.
He had a cube. Well, he didn't take he didn't get the juice and come out of the pod with a shield. They made it for him. That's not his. Right. It's not his. My dad made it.
That's facts.
And I'm taking it with me.
Because
we're not friends anymore.
That's fair. Listen, I get it. He left it in his chest. I'm going to keep it.
Yeah.
You put something in my chest, I'm keeping it.
It doesn't belong to you.
Absolutely
Keep
not.
it.
Okay. So you done with your dislikes? Mm-hmm. All right. I only got one. It's not even a dislike. And I wrote, humans being low on the totem pole. I dislike it because it doesn't happen more often. Because we're trash.
I think nature needs to come reap some...
In real life.
Reap some of the shit that we've been sowing.
And nature gets his own... It gets his tallies in. It gets his marks in, for sure. But there's a lot of movies that are like this. And it's like, oh, shit. Like Deep Blue Sea. Those sharks. I loved it. The best thing that could ever happen. Honestly, I really didn't have a dislike. I love this movie, so that's why I said we should do it, because I was like, this movie is great. When I saw it, I was like, why aren't more people talking about it? And for a frame of reference, IMDb has this ranked as a 6.1.
Yeah.
Stupid. They're dumb.
To be fair, when I saw that this movie was being made, I was like, why?
Okay, fair.
And then I saw the trailers for it, and I was like, no, I could see that.
I could see that.
I could see that. I could see me watching that. And I just never got around to it.
Fair. I watched it off of a whim one day. I was like, oh, let me see what it's about. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah. And then as time passed, I was like, no, I like the genre. I like the big monsters genre. Mm-hmm. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I think it also helped that once we rewatched the Mario Brothers movie, I realized that's one of those movies that I like to talk about how shitty it is until I watch it, and I'm like, no, this movie's actually, I like this movie.
Yeah.
Because I forget if it was you or it was Jake that posted that thing on my Facebook, and we were both like, yeah, that movie was good, because it was an article about how good the Super Mario Brothers movie was, and nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
And we're both like, yeah, the movie was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And then I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that's not a bad movie. I give it a bad rap sometimes, and then I'll rewatch it, and I'm like, no, it's actually better than I'm giving it credit for. So why should this movie automatically get a bad rap from me when I haven't even seen it yet? Fair. Because it's based on a game with no fucking story. But if a movie has to give it a story to get made, it has to. Let's give it a try.
Fair.
I enjoyed it. Why not? Just because there's other video game movies out there that might not be as good. Doom. Or might not be good at all. Doom. Doesn't mean that, if someone makes a video game movie, it's going to necessarily automatically suck. Like the Monster Hunter movie I just saw. Similar genre. Big fucking monsters.
Yeah.
Killing shit. And the movie wasn't great, but it gave me what I wanted, which is the monsters looking really good.
Yeah.
And people dying. That's all I needed. And it gave it to me.
So, I'm reading a review. I don't know if it's a user review or critic review.
For Rampage?
Mm-hmm. He gave it a 6. So, IMDb gives it a 6.1. He gave this a 6. And let me tell you the reasons why, Chris. I still can't get, it's kind of what you said, actually. I just don't, whatever.
Uh-oh.
I still can't get my head around why they would make it. That's one of the reasons why he doesn't like it. And I'm like, is that a good reason?
Maybe just because I didn't see the need for it to be made.
Right.
Maybe there's someone who's a huge Rampage fan out there with the money to finance a movie, and it's like, let's give it its due that I feel it deserves.
Right.
Why not?
There are a lot of movies that shouldn't be made, but it's like after the fact.
Yeah.
There's every movie that's ever been made, it's like, okay, let's make this.
You spent so much time worrying about whether you could, you didn't stop to think about if you should.
Same. Yes, and they should have. And
yeah, why not?
So
this movie didn't hurt me.
So some of it, his good was Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Okay.
Few nods to the video game. The bad. Dumb beyond belief. What does that mean?
You couldn't believe how dumb it was? You couldn't how believable it was?
Here's my thing about dumb beyond belief.
Do you think you have to be an intelligent person to enjoy a big fucking monster movie?
Same. But here's my thing,
How
though.
smart do you think you are writing this
Does
movie
this
review?
not sound like other movies that have happened? Shit from space comes down and fucks shit up. What's the difference? This has happened before. This has happened in a lot of movies, actually. Where some shit in space fucks some shit up, and it was... Venom, by the way, is literally this.
Yeah.
Simply shouldn't really exist. That's his another dislike.
And he gave it a 6?
He gave it a 6.
Sounds like he should have given it lower if he doesn't even think it should exist.
Same. Then he was mad that they didn't say Lizzie. But my thing was, we knew about Lizzie.
Yeah.
The movie didn't know about Lizzie. That's what I think people don't... I realize this in movies now. And this is just from watching people review it so much. And I'm not saying I'm great. But...
We're pretty good.
I agreed. But I think more people don't realize, A, when the movie says it, that's the movie saying it. B, just because the audience knows what's going on doesn't mean the characters know what's going on.
Yeah.
And you have to separate the two. It's almost like watching a scary movie. It's like, don't be dumb, he's in the closet. How do the characters know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe these movies don't exist in the movie to know.
Also facts. Like, so when people give those, like, it's nitpicky to me. I don't like it because it's like you're making the movie bad because you know something that the characters don't. Yeah. And when they learn it, then they react.
Yeah.
So
it's like the military dude's smarting off to The Rock. Do they not know he's The Rock? Well, no, because he's not the fucking Rock in the universe of the movie. Dwayne The Rock Johnson doesn't exist. All that's standing in front of them is a giant man that they think they can handle for some reason. And in real life, that's apparently a real thing.
A lot of people do it.
Wrestlers have a bunch of dicks and drunk assholes try to pick fights with them in real life because they think that they're fake fighters and they can beat them up, and they usually get the shit kicked out of them.
Yep, usually.
So, I mean, it's not unbelievable to me that two guys were like, oh, fuck you, giant man. Do what we say. And he's like, no, if you try to make me do it, I'm going to hurt you. And they're like, well, here we come. And you get hurt. Believable.
I agree. 100%. So, either way.
Sounds like this guy just shouldn't have. Sounds like this person didn't want to see the movie.
No.
And watched it and was like, I got what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But they still gave it a decent score.
Yeah. He said it was better than he anticipated.
What? Wait a minute. The reviewer said it was dumb beyond belief, that it shouldn't have been made, or why was it made?
Right.
It wasn't as bad as I thought. What the fuck?
Right. Sam, I don't know.
How do you go from this thing shouldn't exist to, that wasn't as bad as I expected?
Right.
Which would explain the score. If you really thought this movie sucked, why would you give it a middling grade? Why wouldn't you give it a 2 or a 1 or a 0 if you thought it shouldn't exist?
Facts.
So somewhere along the line, this movie changed a little bit of your mind, but your review didn't reflect that. At least the written part, not the scoring part.
Facts.
People just like to be mean on the internet, I think.
I agree. Like the one YouTube content creator I've listened to, Cinema Wins, he's like, I find it better to like the things that I like than to dislike the things.
Yes.
So
I got no specific pleasure from giving those two DC movies low scores.
Oh, I did.
I mean, I kind of did, but I got more pleasure from giving movies that I liked praise, or from praising other movies that I really didn't care for as much.
So that's the one thing I like about us doing this, is that we have to find things to like.
Yeah.
In movies that we may not like.
Yeah. And it's also, conversely, it's sometimes hard for me to find things I dislike in a movie that I do like.
And that usually, when you think it, because I think about that all the time, like this, I got one dislike that's not even dislike. It's like, that should translate to your score.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it should.
You'd think.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
For example, I like Super Mario, but I know the reason why I dislike it.
There you go.
And so that really translates to my score, and that's the only reason why.
And I really want to do the old Ninja Turtle movie at some point, like the first one, but I'm afraid that you won't like it as much as I do.
No, I do. I remember it. I like it because I like Casey Jones. That was my guy. Yeah. When he came out of nowhere, I was like, "Oh, this is guys."
Right. Okay, can we do that movie at some point? Because I really want to watch it again.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. The only thing I remember about it is that there were a couple parts that I found boring when I watched it back in the day.
Okay.
The part where Master Splinter was. No, not when he was dying, but kind of when he was dying.
When he was above the fire, he was a little ghost talking to them when they were meditating.
No, that was fine. I got it, but I was like, oh, okay, whatever. When the foot soldiers were talking, kind of like when they started getting intimate with the people, kind of like, because there were a couple scenes where like the foot soldiers were talking, or the one guy was trying not to be a foot soldier. He was telling,
kid.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't care about this.
That's fair.
It was
because it wasn't giant turtles kicking people in the face.
Same. And I was a kid, and I was like, I don't need. Yeah. As a kid, I don't need exposition. As an adult.
I don't mind it.
Sometimes I don't need it either.
That's
but
also fair.
If we're gonna start a story, go back and make it look good,
or explain why it's happening.
Yeah, fair.
Yes. So I'd really like to do the old Ninja Turtle movie at some point, just because I need a reason to watch the. I fucking bought the old collection of all the movies on Blu-ray, and I haven't watched it once, so I really need an excuse to do that. But also, I just want to watch the movies because I really like them. At least the first one. The first one's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Fair.
And it's one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, if not my favorite, just because I really like it. But, okay. In the future, I'd really like to do that movie at some point.
Anytime. Slushie review. Slushie Meter, sorry. Not the name of it. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'm going to give it can I go first?
Yeah, go first.
I'm going to give it a 3.
3, okay.
Which, I know, I realize this equals to that person's rating. If we're doing a 3 out of 5, this is equal to a 6 out of 10. Never in my review did I say this movie shouldn't exist. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It's dumb beyond belief. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
That's fair.
There wasn't... Maybe I would give it a higher rating for me if it was more nostalgia inducing because I do remember playing the game. I do remember enjoying it, but it just wasn't like a huge part of my past. Like some things were, like say Mario Brothers was. But I enjoy the movie. This is the first time I've seen it, so I liked it. Maybe my review's being a little biased because I just watched the latest King Kong and Godzilla movies, and I really liked those. And maybe it probably shouldn't be putting it up against it, but those, if I remember right, on IMDb got similar scores to this, and I really liked. I thought the Kong Skull Island movie was really good. I was expecting not to like it as much, just because I don't really care about King Kong that much compared to other things. Like, if you put Godzilla in a movie and King Kong in a movie, I'm probably going to want to watch the Godzilla one more. This one had both of those things, kind of.
Really, it did.
And I give it a 3. Like a good 3. Not a mean 3, not a scornful 3. Like a 3 like it's a solid movie.
Fair.
Like, not enough to be a 4, not low enough to be a 2.
Okay.
And I give it a solid 3. I enjoyed it.
That's fair. Well, hey, listen, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong. I get it.
Just tell me why you're right. Tell me why you're righter than me.
Well, let me tell you. Yeah, Kong.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Got a 6.6.
Yeah. I think Godzilla gets I think their Godzilla one has like a 6.1, or maybe it's like a low 7 point something.
Wow. John C. Reilly. Okay.
Yeah. I told you, there's some good people in that movie. I forgot to mention him and when I was naming the other people in it.
That's fair. And then what was the other one you saw?
Godzilla King of the Monsters.
King of the Monsters? Okay, I see the other Godzilla too. Okay. Yeah, that got a 6.
Yeah.
Did you like Skull Island better?
I liked it just a little better
because
I think, for one, the cast, and for two, I thought it was better paced.
Okay, the one with Bryan Cranston. Okay, yeah, that's right.
I thought that one was kind of boring, that Godzilla movie. It's been a while since I watched it, but I remember thinking this is kind of boring.
So that one had Wanda and Pietro in it. And I
really?
About that. Yeah, I knew that because when they were in Ultron, they were saying that they played husband and wife, and now in this one, they're playing brother and sister. Because they play husband and wife in the Godzilla movie.
Oh.
Yeah. So Aaron Taylor Johnson, yeah, that was Pietro. Yeah. And she played, they had a kid. Yeah.
Wanda and Kick-Ass.
Yeah, same. Let's see. My rating. I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 4.
It was dumb beyond belief. Shouldn't have been made. I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Better than I thought.
But it was better than I thought it would be.
It's not a perfect movie by far, but it's not. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's horrible.
No.
I thoroughly enjoy this movie every single time I've watched it. I'm never bored. There's funny parts. There's sad parts maybe, but not even that.
A little.
I don't really care. But I was entertained. And that's always my basis. Was I entertained? I was entertained.
Yeah.
Especially, now here's the thing. I know you said it wasn't nostalgia for you. It is for me because of the rarity I got to play this game.
Okay.
Because I didn't own a NES or a Super NES. So I only got to play it when I went to Franklin Park Mall and they had the arcade there.
The Red Baron arcade?
That's the only time I was ever allowed to play it. Because there was no other arcade, so where else was I going to play it?
Yeah, that was like the only one that wasn't a Major Magic.
The only one.
That was the only,
Then I only went to Major Magic like 3 times in my life. So.
Oh, man, that was a cool place.
I went to Discovery Zone more.
Oh, that was a cool place, too.
So much better than Major Magic.
Yeah, because Major Magic was like pizza and video games, and DZ was like ball pits and like exercise and shit.
Yes.
And guess which one I liked more? Pizza and video games. But I still like DZ, though.
DZ was great.
It was fun.
And then it just ended for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so either way, for me, it was a 4. Yeah, I really didn't have any problems with it, honestly. I probably could give it a 4.5 because it really is a good movie. Ooh. I really like it. It's better than a lot of movies that we watch for sure, and I love it.
That's fair.
It is what it is. So Either way.
I know we keep harping on it, but there were DC mentions in this movie. It was better than fucking Birds of Prey. It was better than Suicide Squad.
Facts.
It's relevant.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Because they said the words Justice League. There was a Batman figure. I'm counting it.
I love it. Okay, so that was Rampage. Mm-hmm. The Rock.
Rock Page.
Let's see. What movie did we decide we're doing next? Did we decide?
I don't think we did.
Ooh. It's between what?
I think we were stuck somewhere between X-Men and Spider-Man.
Ooh. I really want to get to Phoenix.
Ooh.
I really want to get to Dark Phoenix.
So under the original X-Men trilogy?
I don't know, though, because do we want to do another series of movies? Because this is, what, 7?
Like, so soon? Oh, wait, are we going to do all of them? Or do you want to just do the original trilogy?
Well, I want to get to Dark Phoenix, so we got to do all of them.
Oh, you want the movie Dark Phoenix?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Not like Last Stand.
I thought you meant like X3.
I mean, but yeah, that too.
The better version of it.
Probably.
It was.
From everything I've heard so far.
Although in the Dark Phoenix movie, Cyclops does drop an F-bomb.
Yeah, it doesn't matter me. I don't like Cyclops.
You touch Jean, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah,
I was like, ooh, he's a child.
Yeah, don't care.
Touch her, see what happens. He didn't kill anybody.
I don't like Scott.
Scott didn't kill anybody. Spoiler alert.
Of course he didn't. Cried. Anyway, whatever. I'm tired of him.
To be fair, I think I liked First Class Series X Cyclops better than original series X-Clops Cyclops, because he wasn't a fucking whiny little dope who got cucked by fucking Wolverine. I'm gonna shoot my eye beams into a lake. Oh, I'm dead. All right.
Yeah, he died.
I spent most of the last movie brainwashed. Oh man.
Yeah, he did. I was gonna say I was watching the X-Men series cartoon. And he spends a pretty good time brainwashed there, too.
Does he?
In the first season, yeah. Well, a lot of them do. They get controlled by something, by whoever makes the Sentinels in that movie, which I'm sure is the same guy, but he's not
Master Mold?
I don't know who.
The big, like, it's just like a big Sentinel head, like in a mountain somewhere.
No, not him. Nope. It was like Trask.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yes, there was like a reproduction facility though, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, because they try to recruit Rogue because she runs away, or is it Rogue or Jubilee?
I want to say it was Jubilee.
I think it's Jubilee.
Because Jubilee, there's a lot of I only really watched like the first 2 episodes, and I feel like there was a lot of that series was about Jubilee,
it really was.
Which is fine, yeah,
because
they didn't do shit with her in any other.
No, they did not.
Like visual or not visual media, because that would include books and any other like film or comics or anything else. They didn't shit with that character, so run with it while you got it.
Yeah,
why not?
For sure, because Rogue was so powerful in this movie, except for her, she had a fear of something, and then like Storm was like, yeah, I could do that, but I don't want to hurt anybody. I was like, Storm, stop fucking around.
Freeze him solid, or shoot his ass with some lightning.
Like, come on, get it together.
Or rip him apart with a fucking tornado.
Do you know what happens when someone gets struck by lightning? God damn, do that. Even say the line. And I was like, she was like, I don't want to mess up again. I was like, get out of here. Mess up. Fuck. So, either way, X-Men or...
You want to surprise them with the next one? Damn it. We'll decide. You
surprise
want to flip a
them,
coin?
surprise us.
Yeah, we'll say if doing the original trilogy X-Men means we do all of them, does doing the original trilogy Spider-Man mean we do all of them?
I am not opposed
and is this
to
a
watching
commitment we want to make either way?
Amazing Spider-Man
yeah.
with Andrew
At least
Garfield
the first one.
and Emma Stone. I forgot her name.
And then getting hurt in the second one. The lizard was fucking cool.
I am ready to be hurt again.
Let's do it.
Wait,
whichever.
Okay.
You want to flip a coin for it?
I thought you decided.
Well, let's see. If we do the original X-Men, that's what, 3, and then the First Class series is what, 3 more? No, 4 more. First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix. That's 7 movies.
It doesn't involve Wolverines?
Fuck, does it?
I don't know.
Because if it does, then you got what?
I thought it was like Star Wars, like
Origins Wolverine. We could. Because then you got what? Origins Wolverine, The Wolverine, Logan, right?
No, not that many. It's only 3. It's Origins, The Wolverine, and Logan.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said...
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
X-Men Origins Wolverine, The Wolverine, Logan. Yeah, so that's 10 movies. I
thought you said Origins, Wolverine, The Wolverine. I was like, I don't think there's... I think too many movies.
So that's 10 movies if we do X-Men. If we're doing all of them. Versus Spider-Man 1, 2, 3. We already did Into the Spider-Verse, so we already did that one.
Okay.
Amazing Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Far From Home. That's 8. Civil War is 9. No, I'm kidding.
Or here's another thing. I just want to do Marvel. I need to watch the Marvel.
I'm down.
WandaVision's got me on a Marvel
one way or the other.
And I'm like...
Or we could do what we talked about and do the Avengers movies. I'm down with that. You want to do that?
That's 4?
Yeah.
That's just 4.
Just Avengers, Age of Ultron,
honestly,
Infinity War, Endgame.
We probably watch all 4 tonight.
I tell you what. We can work this out.
I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying we could.
But we could.
Yeah. And then record it a different day?
Yeah.
It's not like we're going to forget it.
Unforgettable.
What happened in Ultron? Who was that?
Who got Mjolnir at the end of Endgame? That we knew all along?
Who got tossed off that cliff?
Wasn't fucking Iron Man, that's who.
Red Spider?
Who should it have been?
The right person got tossed off the cliff. Let's be real.
He should have tossed his wife off of that cliff.
Honestly, fair. I thought about this the other day, and I'll get out of this episode because I just want to say it, though. I don't hate Hawkeye as much.
I know you don't.
Anymore.
Because of Ronan.
Because of Ronan.
Yeah.
I did say that, didn't I? Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because of Ronan.
So if Black Widow had got a cool new hairstyle and a sword...
She did get a cool new hairstyle. She didn't dye her shit.
Yeah.
And she didn't get a sword, but she got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, she got a peanut butter sandwich and depression. And he got a sword and depression. Who got the better deal?
God damn it. I'm so stiff on that. She got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and depression.
Yeah, and he got a sword and murder depression.
Same. The reason why now that I'm thinking about it, I don't like Black Widow because she reminds me of me.
What does she do when she gets sad? She eats sandwiches and she can't deal with her problems. What does he do when he gets sad? He gets a sweet new cut and he goes out killing gangsters. Which one of those sounds like something I would do?
Gang. Exactly.
How many sandwiches did you eat is what I want to know.
Cries in the peanut butter sandwich.
Answer the question. How many peanut butter sandwiches have you smoked?
Oh, shit. I don't know how this episode was an hour and a half long. Goddamn.
Damn, look at us go.
Yeah, same.
All right, so Avengers movies starting next?
So, because I want to watch
I'm down. I haven't watched the first Avengers movie in a long time.
I watched it last year, to be fair. 2020. But I watched... Or no. No, we watched it for Endgame.
You watched it before Endgame, yeah. So that was what, 2018?
Ooh, 19? Has it been that long? Yes.
Yeah. I want to say it was like 2 years.
That's enough time. Enough time has passed.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Facts.
Avengers.
Woo! Okay. So.
Tune in next time for Spider-Man because you're probably going to change your mind. So.
Street Fighter next. Followed by Citizen Kane. To be fair, we'll
and
never watch those.
Emoji movie in there also. If you want to name movies, if you want movies, I'm never gonna fucking watch.
Fair. We should definitely watch Pixels. I know you haven't seen it.
I'd watch it. Yeah. You just want me to see it for fucking Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, I forgot.
Full force of a star.
I like him. Even in that movie, he's hilarious. He's funny in that movie. He's really funny. He's kind of a bad guy, but it's
got Adam Sandler in it too, doesn't it? Is that like his movie?
Adam Sandler, Kevin James, him, Josh Gad. Who else is in it?
Is David Spade in it?
Is he in it?
Is he? No, I'm asking. Is he?
I don't think so.
Oh. Rob Schneider in it?
No.
Oh.
No. Yeah. So, only the good people. None of the Rob Schneider people. He's not playing an Asian with a fucked up accent. Either way, I hate it. So yes, something. That's it, man. That's all we got. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and elsewhere. I don't know where else. YouTube.
Yeah.
Man, that's all I got.
Okay.
This has been Keith.
And Chris.
And we're out of here. Bye.